Hi everyone, welcome back to Paying Theta. We're going to kind of go over some of the plays that I currently have going on. As you can tell, Riot, I've got a bunch of them. I have 400, this is actually 400 shares. 400 shares of Riot. It's pretty much a Bitcoin mining company. This is AMD, we'll talk about them later. Riot, they definitely, I think they're fairly priced right in this $30 range. So it pretty much tracks the price of Bitcoin. And I think Bitcoin I'm bullish on. They had a pretty good run, had a pretty sharp come down, and definitely consolidated back at this line of support and bounced off of that. I would like to see myself buy some calls here. I know this is very undervalued right here, and as you can tell, it went up 30% in about a week. So that would have paid off very nicely if I did that. Instead of just buying shares of it, I could buy calls. I'm selling calls, but I would like to buy some as well. I think that would make me a lot of money down the road. We can go back here. So yeah, I'm in it for 35, 37. The price is $35 right as of now. It jumped up. So we can look into some of the calls for next week. So I have 400 of them. So I have four possibly opportunities to write calls. I definitely want to milk some of this money because I don't think it's overpriced. I think it's probably fair priced, but I want to make a lot of return on my call writing. So I'm in it for 36. I probably will get a week or two out. We'll see. See, the good thing is about having so many of them is I could do a lot of different things. So I might do I might do one contract this week at 36 for like $70. And then I think I'm gonna keep one just because I'm bullish on it long term. So I want to hold and I really do think that over the long term it could do something like this. I think we could have a huge breakout, and I would love to capture those gains. So I don't want to sell myself short, but also I don't want to waste time. In this case, time is money. So every week I could be making about $100 off of each one. I have about 400 of them. That's a pretty good return. So I don't want to miss out on that, but at the same time, I don't want to miss out on possibly the stock going to 50 or $60. That would really stink as well. So there's a little bit of balance. I think I'm gonna go 136 August 6th, and then probably two for August. Eh, I might go a little further. I might go like August 20 and sell like a 37 for like about $200. So about $400 in like 3 weeks. It's not a bad return at all. A little less than 10%, probably an 8% return in 3 weeks, which is pretty good. Uh, and then yeah, I want to keep them long term. I want to keep at least 100 long term. I think this is a very low price, and I think Bitcoin is definitely just going to be on the rise. So that's pretty much it for Bitcoin, or that's pretty much it for Riot. I have 400 shares, so it's a decent bit, but it does produce a lot of income in terms of selling calls, selling puts. I would sell puts too, but I've got a 400 shares, so at least 12,000 into it. AMD. So AMD, I've held AMD for a long time. As you can see, I bought some here, bought some here. Heck, I bought some longer than this. Yeah, I might even have to go the month. So yeah, as you can tell, I bought a lot of AMD, bought a lot of AMD. Haven't bought as much of it lately, but I knew it's just an undervalued stock. I mean, this is a 2 year span right here. Definitely realized the need for computers and how much they're growing. Their news and their stock price weren't really following the same trends. They had great news every single time, and their stock price hasn't really reflected it. I mean, it seems to get like burst, like as you can see right here. It'll flatline for a long time and then absolutely break out. You could say it's priced in, whatever. I think this company, it continues to beat earnings and beat it by a long shot and actually increase earnings. I mean, you can see Teslas, Xboxes, PS5s, all those companies want, or not want, but they need AMD products in their gizmos just because AMD runs the best. It is the best priced, and they just continue to dominate the market. So this one too, I was thinking to myself, oh man, it just dropped down to 72 again. Like this is so undervalued. I would buy because I bought here, but instead of buy next time, I think I'm just gonna buy calls. So I would say, I would own it at 80. This 70 low 70 range, I would say I'd want to own it at 80 in like 2 months from now. And as you can see, you would make a very hefty return on that. In fact, I'm having some trouble pulling up my graphs to show how much you would actually make, but I think I need to get more. It's not gambly, but I just need to place bets, smart bets whenever I think instead of buying stocks, which is a safer bet because there's no time decay and you own it until you sell it. I need to place strategical bets to leverage the money that I've got. And I think that's what I'm going to go next. I'm definitely not going to buy any more calls. I don't want to say it's overvalued. I think it's fair valued here. We'll see in the short term. I think this company is worth $200 in a few years. So I don't want to sell these. I'm thinking about selling some calls, but maybe like really high, like 115. But I don't know if that makes any sense. August 20, 115. I mean, there's a little bit of money to be had, but man, it's pretty nice. I think I'm in this company for $84 average. Got over 200, so I think I just want to hold on to these really long term. That was kind of always the goal, but you can see here, I've made some pretty nice AMD. I've made $1,200 just selling calls. All these are just selling calls, and I bought them back because I was kind of scared. I don't want to lose them. But all this adds up. Time over time, it adds up, and as you can see, I knew there was some trends, and obviously I know it's gonna break it sometime. But I was just playing the trend lines and saying, oh, I know it's not gonna go over this price because it's following the same trend, making a little bit of money. I made $1,200 off that. That $1,200 over I think the course of over a year. I mean, it adds up, man. $1,200 is nothing to bat an eye at, and then I just reinvest it and kind of keep it going. But yeah, my account has definitely benefited off of AMD, absolutely crushing it like they always have. But their stock price is actually showing it, and then Riot kind of coming back on its feet. The price of Bitcoin is absolutely unreal right now. I don't think it's unreal to where it's been, so that's the thing. I don't think it's been unreal from the price it's been, but let's see if there's a better Bitcoin finance. Gotta spell right too. Yeah, the price of Bitcoin I think it's definitely seen a big growth in the past month or so. There's been rumors like other companies, like big companies like Amazon want to accept it. That's just been rumors, and this Bitcoin itself has gone up a ton. But I actually do see like a realistic approach to Bitcoin. I think it's going to be the way of the future. That's why I'm so heavily invested into Riot. They mine Bitcoin, so it's almost a Bitcoin company. It doesn't it definitely follows trends of Bitcoin. It doesn't necessarily do it all the time. But I think it's going to be a great long-term hold, and that's kind of why I want to own Riot stock. That's why I don't want to. I've got 400 shares. I want to keep 100 just for on the sidelines, just to see what happens with it. And the other ones, I will continue to print money off of and then reinvest it into Bitcoin, which that's another topic. But that's pretty much all I've got for you today. I know it's been a while since I last post. I just moved, so there's a lot and that. And yeah, I mean, buy low, sell high, play long term. I think you'll be all right. But that's pretty much it for this past week or couple weeks, and I will be seeing you guys sometime shortly. Thanks so much for watching.